Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Yesterday. I think this will be my last Thursday comic book haul video for a little while. I'll be back to Wednesdays because my semester ended, so I won't be getting home really late on Wednesdays. Got 5 comics from the comic shop this week. 4 were on my pull list. 1 I picked off the shelf. Plus, I got an omnibus from eBay. But we'll start with our top of the printer museum covers. We got an old battered Black Goliath number 5. You can see there's a tear in the corner box there. And a Judge Dredd. What number is this? Hold on. I left my glasses on top of my drawing table. There we go. Number 7 of Judge Dredd. Brian Boland cover. T-Rex is gonna eat him. And this is by Gil Kane and Al Milgrom, it said, inked it when I looked it up. So both of those were on the top of my printer all week. Now I'll put 2 new ones there. Now let's see what comics I got at the comic shop. We'll start with Creep Show Holiday Special number 1. I noticed they've been doing that with Creep Show with Volume 1. I think Volume 1 had 6 issues. Volume 2 had 5 issues and a holiday special, and now Volume 3 is having 5 issues and a holiday special. So I guess they get an extra number 1 in there. That's the, what's his name, Marcos Martin cover, the Ice Cream Man guy, his nice creepy drawings. And let's see who does this issue. We've got Teeny and Blake Howard, writer, Steven Subic, artist, Pat Brosseau, letterer, Late Night Terry Reno, Rob Williams, writer, Pi Par, artist, and Pat is the letterer again on that one. Chris O'Halloran on the coloring of this cover. It says he usually colors his Ice Cream Man stuff. So I've been enjoying this Creep Show series. I especially like the covers too. They got a lot of nice covers on this. Speaking of covers, here we go. Uncanny X-Men 7. This is another Chris Geruso cover. He's doing 4 X-Men covers that are the 4 parts of the Jay Lee X-Men number 1 from the early 90s that had, a gatefold 4 cover pull out. He's doing them on 4 different issues. So I think last week I had one of the issues, and here's another of them. Magneto's over here, and actually should be over here, and he's fighting all the X-Men who are running towards him. So another Chris Geruso cover. Then we've got Skin Police. I've been enjoying this one. I compare this one kind of to Blade Runner. And it takes place sometime in the future in Europe where first cloning happened and people who couldn't have babies bought clones of babies. But now, 30 years later, clones get unstable. And they're hunting down, there's the Skin Police, so the people who are hunting down the clones. And they're the kind of the equivalent of the Blade Runners, but the clones don't want to be hunted down. They're just living their lives. They don't even know they're clones. And who's doing this? Jordan Thomas. Oh, and I just found out, I've been pronouncing his name Daniel Getty, Gete, but I just found out from his editor, who I know, Carl, that it's Hiti. It's Daniel Hiti is how you pronounce Gete. So I found that interesting because I never would have guessed that. But it's a good comic, and you don't know who you're rooting for. You don't know if you're rooting for the underground clone people or the cops. Or the clones also will explode and kill people. I mean, not on purpose. It just kind of happens. Or they go psychotic and kill people. Listen, they don't mean to do it. It's just part of the instability of the clones. So you can see both sides of it. So it's been an interesting... And our lead character is like... I guess he would be like Harrison Ford from Blade Runner, and he's the best of the Blade Runners. or Skin Police. So it's been a good book. Who else is on there? Jason Wordie and Jeff Powell. I'll give you all their names. Then I picked up this facsimile edition of Betty #1, which came damaged. I think this one's got a little... This was like the least damaged of them, but it's got a little dent up in the corner. But if they... My LCS was like, do you want the damaged one? I'm like, only because I have no faith the distributor's going to send you an undamaged one. So I was like, if they get an undamaged one, I'll swap out. So there's a Betty #5, just for fun. Just because these like bikini Archie ones are so much money. I was debating whether I wanted this one or this. I don't think this was as good as the last one I got, but it's still okay cover. So I figured, you know what, I'd get it. And here's the one, speaking of nice covers, that I picked up off the shelf. Dead Samurai. This is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. It's got a really nice texture to it. It's got a, I don't know what, it's like a semi-metallic cover. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not sure what this paper is, but there's a tooth to it, and there's like a metallic look to it. And I don't know if it comes across on screen. Well, there's a metallic look to that silver there too. So there's definitely a silver ink on that right there. So I don't know what kind of paper this is, but I never heard this before. How much was this? This was a $6 book. It's pretty thick. I liked the art in it. Who does it? Written by John Dolmayan. Artist Ryan Benjamin. Colorist Alex Sinclair. Him I've heard of. Letterer Josh Reed. Like I said, I flipped it open and the art inside was pretty cool. And I only had 4 books, so I said, you know what, I'll get one more. I have zero idea what it's about, besides a dead samurai. Maybe it's a zombie samurai, who knows. But mature content, label down the bottom. But yeah, I like the cover, I like the heft of it, I like the feel, whatever this paper is I like. So we'll give that one a read. And then the omnibus I got only because I've been finding, there have been cheap omnibuses popping up on eBay. Here's Master of Kung Fu Volume 2. This has got Master of Kung Fu 38 through 70, which is most of the issues I've never read. I think most of the Master of Kung Fu I read were kind of at the very beginning, the Jim Starlin stuff, and past issues. I think my Master of Kung Fu era was, well, I know it was Mike Zeck and Gene Day. I think that was around issue 80 or 90 on up. And I really love those issues, and I kind of wanted to read some of these. So, and I know there's some good stuff and some mediocre stuff in here. But it was only, what was it, $35 plus tax. It was free shipping. So I think it cost me $38 for, a $125 book. So I was like, you know what, for $38, because I think there's 3 volumes of Master of Kung Fu, and I kind of wanted them because this is something that's never been reprinted before. I still have my original Gene Day issues, but I've never had. I think Paul Galassi did a bit of these too. Let's see. Yeah, Paul. This is the Paul. There's a lot of. I think the best stuff in here is the Paul Galassi era, if memory serves. I probably had a couple of issues there, so I'd like to get all 3 volumes, but Not for $100. If all 3 volumes come around at I think this is the start of the Mike Zeck stuff. There's issue 68. There's a Mike Zeck cover. But I don't even think I wasn't even in at the beginning of Mike Zeck. I was kind of in the middle to end of Mike Zeck when I first started getting this. So more Galassi. This is Pencils Tartag. Is that John Tartaglione? Yeah, but look, like I said, I got it only because it was $38. Well, I got it because I wanted it. But it was only $38. That made me pull the trigger on it. All right, let me show you a little of my work. Oh, by the way, I'm over my cold this week. I'm happy about that. What do we got? Dreams of Things 256. Oh, look at that big screaming mouth at us. That's a weird one, huh? And our rays of light halo head here with what are these people worshiping? Him or her? That seems like a her to me, but I'm not 100% sure. Big sad eyes. Green mouth. Purple and green. Green skin, purple mouth. That one's weird. When did I do this one? Back in October? 10/14. I like the way it comes. By the way, I always on my if you ever go over to my Patreon, which you can see a link down below, I post in progress shots of these usually. So click on that link sometime and give it a look. Alrighty. There you go. Some artwork, some comic books, and you guys have a good week out there.